Hey, how are you? This is Frank, and as you can see, I am all by myself, solo, I guess, on This Week in Bike Chat. Gene's lovely wife is unfortunately not feeling too well, so he's doing the great thing and taking care of her right now. So I wanted to go ahead and still have a video for you, and we're going to talk about solo rides. So hopefully, right now in the editing, he can put in that cool little video, that little boo boo thing. Thing. Okay, so let's go and talk about solo rides. When I started thinking about this topic, and it actually just came right to me as far as, when, what happens? You want to go out for a ride and plans change, something happens, and all of a sudden you find yourself still wanting to go for a ride, but maybe, the guys you want to ride with or gals you want to ride with just can't be there for you. So what are some things you want to keep in mind when you do that solo ride? Now, again, these are just things for me, for me to think about. This also may be, if you are looking to start out, going out there by yourself. These are some things that I think you should keep in mind, and then you can expand on these down the road. So first off is, before you go out there, if you had a plan as far as what trails you wanted to ride, maybe step it back a little bit. When you're out there with your buddies, you can also start thinking about, riding some features you may want to, you might not want to ride by yourself. This may be the time for you to, step it back a little bit. Maybe still keep the same trails, but also to maybe not try for your personal best on, many of those little different segments of your ride. So definitely go ahead and set that plan. Set, where you want to go, what trails you want to do, what obstacles you want to try to accomplish, and try not to do something brand new either. Or if you're going to try something brand new, make sure other people know about it as well. So first off, if you are going to ride, your normal trails, again, leave from the trailhead from where you normally leave from. That way, if in the event something does happen and someone asks, someone's going to come out and find you, hopefully, once they see your vehicle, they'll know at least where you are. At least for us, we have maybe 2-3 different places where we usually will start from. So that way, again, if someone sees my car at a certain spot, at least they know, this is where they should start going from. So, and also too with that, make sure that if you don't have the ability to let the people know that you're going to ride with or that you've ridden with, where you're going to be, at least let someone know where you're going to be. And also too, say, hey, you know what, excuse me, I'm going to be done in about an hour or 2 hours, whatever. That way they can also get an idea of when they should actually hear from you, when you're done with your ride, so they don't get too worried about it. Now, also too, when you set that plan, and I guess, again, this is sort of something for me, I guess, once you set that plan when you're, not in the woods, try to stick to that as well. Now, granted, yes, if you happen to come across something that, the trail, isn't, you can't pass on the trail for some reason, that's where you can start making some changes. But the last thing you want to do is start getting either confused or lost or something. Again, set a plan as far as where you're going to be. And again, as you get more advanced and you start doing this more often, you can start, changing it up as you want. Because also too, one thing not to forget about is, at least with us, when we start riding, many of us are spreading out our gear, amongst many of our bags, so we're all not carrying duplicates of everything. So like one guy will probably have hangers, and one guy will have duct tape, and one guy will have maybe some more duct tape. But when you see where I'm going with this, you want to make sure though that you have all the gear that you need to get back out of the woods. So definitely look over, what you have to make sure that, if something does happen, then, you have a patch kit, for example, or a tube, or even a pump, really. Make sure you have that as well. So that way, if in the event something does happen, you can get out, out of the woods and, not have to walk the entire way. There are certain things, unfortunately, that will happen that you will have to do that. But again, you don't want to, ruin a nice little day with a flat. So, and also, too, this may be a great opportunity for you to be able to ride a couple features, but you may not be able to ride when you have the other guys around you, too. So, there may be a certain section of a trail that you really do enjoy. Now may be the time for you to ride that a few more times, or also to get some training in as well. Not everyone likes hills, but hills can definitely make for a better rider. So this may be the time for you to get to the top of that hill, turn around, go back down, enjoy the downhill, and then climb it again, maybe 1 or 2 more times. Again, not something you may you can get your other buddies to do most of the time, but something, if you're by yourself, go out there and, get those in. Now, headphones when you're riding, I've sort of been off and on about those a little bit. If anything, maybe just have one earbud in. Again, that way you can sort of keep yourself, or either like riding by yourself with no noise, or again maybe just have a one headphone going. Now the one thing to keep in mind about that though is you also don't want to make sure your battery doesn't go down in your cell phone as well. So again, you're by yourself. If something does happen, you're sort of all by yourself on that one. Yeah, so that's really what I was just thinking about as far as, some items, to keep in mind when you go out for your first solo ride. First off, make sure someone knows where you're going to be. Again, it doesn't have to be the people that you usually ride with, or someone knows where you are and when to expect a call from you. Make sure you have enough gear on you, to, last that trail, get you back out of the woods. And also, too, turn this into, not so much a speed ride, but more of a training ride. So that way, again, you can still get out there, you can still enjoy, being outdoors and riding your bike, but also too, get, one extra ride in and be before your other buddies do. So yeah, so there you go. So again, what do you do as far as your solo rides? What are some ideas, that I definitely know I only touched on a couple. There's a lot of other ideas, to keep in mind when, when you plan a solo ride. So definitely, let's start that conversation down as well, down below. Let's keep adding into this and, keep building this into a little, more of a comprehensive video for people to, venture out on their first solo rides. I know when I started thinking about this, I'm definitely thinking this is going to be something I'll be doing in the very short term. So I think also, too, he likes me to ask you to like and subscribe. So if you like this video, definitely go ahead and like it, subscribe it, subscribe and tell the people about it. So with that, thanks a lot. Have a great day, and hope you enjoy your next ride. Boo, boo, boo thing.